Body Code Practitioner out here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm using my headphones here. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up or a happy face if you can hear me clearly. And we're going to get started. We're going to be on page 20, where it says Trapped Emotions and Disease. And so I'm going to be reading this book. Obviously, I'm going to do the whole entire book. It may take me 6 months, a year. I don't know how long it's going to take, but let's keep going here. So it says here, Trapped Emotions and Disease. The most ancient idea in the art of healing is that disease is caused. Actually, did we go past this? Maybe we did. Okay, we're actually going. I'm sorry. We're on page 26. I'm sorry. Page 26. Okay. Conscious versus subconscious. Here we go. So first, let's discuss the difference between the conscious and the subconscious mind. Here's a simple way to look at it. It has been said many times that we humans use only a fraction of our brains. Recent studies have found, in fact, that the conscious mind needs almost none of the brain's total resources. In other words, thinking, moving about, making choices, um, oh, awesome. Hey, Christina, how are you? Um, definitely, you can email me here at compasshealing2019 at gmail.com. You can send me an email there. Okay, anyway, so in other words, thinking, moving about, making choices, planning, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling are all conscious activities that take up minimal portion of the processing power of the brain. If this is true, what is the vast remainder of the brain doing? If the conscious mind takes up such a tiny fraction of your brain power, you can refer to the rest of it as the subconscious mind. The silent and unconscious intelligence within you is constantly busy storing information and keeping your body's systems running efficiently. Let me know if you guys can hear me, by the way. I just want to make sure because I think one of my headphones just turned off. It is also important to understand that the subconscious mind exerts an unseen yet profound influence over the things we do and over how we behave and feel. I always tell people this is a side note here, guys. Um, I love what the emotion code does in regards to, oh, perfect. Thank you. In regards to reactivity. So here's something that I tell my clients and friends is that how much more productive, here's a great question. How much more productive would you be if you were less reactive? Reactivity creates lack of productivity. So if you do things and you're like being too angry or too sad, I mean, how many of you guys, honestly, be honest, put a one down there? If you got angry and the anger was with you for like an hour or 2 hours, or maybe who knows, it ruined the whole day. Is that possible? For sure. But then what does that do for your productivity? And then if you're not productive, then you're not providing what? Service. And if you're not providing service, then you're not what? Probably happy. You see, so I love this work because the more and more you remove trapped emotions from your body, the less reactive you'll be, the more productive you'll become, and then the more happiness you can embrace throughout the day. So that's something I just want to add in here. Back to the book. Most people give little consideration to the existence of their subconscious minds. But imagine for a moment having to take over the functions that your subconscious mind performs. Imagine the difficulty of instructing your digestive system how to digest your lunch or telling your cells how to create enzymes and proteins. Imagine if you had to worry about keeping your heart beating or keeping air moving in and out of your lungs every moment of every day. You think you have a full schedule now. Like a computer, um, your subconscious mind is capable of storing vast amounts of information. And interestingly, brain surgery is often done while the patient is conscious, since the brain has no pain sensing nerves. Surgeons take advantage of this fact to get feedback from their patients while their brains are being delicately probed during surgery. Dr. Wilder Penfield discovered that under certain circumstances, people who are undergoing brain surgery will have the memories returned to them when particular areas of the brain are stimulated. For example, the surgeon might touch an area of the brain with his electrode. The alert patient suddenly will remember a scene, a smell, or a sound from a particular moment in their life. Often these flashes of memory are about events or scenes that would not be remembered under normal circumstances. If the same area of the brain is touched again with an electrode in the same precise spot, the same memory will be re experienced. If you're like me, sometimes it seems difficult to remember what happened yesterday. I believe, however, that your subconscious mind is an amazing recording device. I believe that everything you've ever done in your entire life has been logged in your subconscious mind. I'm trying to remember what movie it was. There's a little side note here. I'm trying to remember what movie it was. I think it had to do with like Robin Williams was the actor for it, and like he had, I think that he was a surgeon. I could be totally wrong, but some type of surgeon that would insert like a camera into someone's eye or something like that. I don't know if you guys remember that. And basically it recorded everything, like everything, every corner they've turned, every person they met, everything. It just recorded everything, their whole entire life through awakenings. I think, yeah, through the whole entire eye. I thought that's very interesting. That is kind of like the subconscious, except what most people don't know is that when you get more into the body code, we go into things where, see, technically the surgery happened during the birth of the baby in that movie Awakenings, but it happens before that. So that's basically, for example, in the trimester, the camera would still be in there. Before you actually had the spirit enter your physical body, the camera would still be there. Because in the body code, there's preconception trapped emotions, which means the camera was there a long time ago. Let's just say you have an eternal camera that's on you, and that's the information we're trying to access when we're working with clients. So I thought that was very interesting. That this it's beyond awakenings, it's beyond birth, it goes way before that, and it remembers every single thing that we obviously our conscious brains can't remember what we ate for breakfast. What 2 weeks ago? And so anyway, back to the book here. If you're like me, sometimes it seems difficult to remember what happened yesterday. Okay, here we go. Every face you've ever seen in a crowd, every smell, every voice, every song, every taste, every touch, every sensation you have ever experienced has been recorded by your subconscious. Every virus, bacteria, or fungus that has ever invaded your body, all your injuries, all your thoughts and feelings, and the entire history of every cell in your body have all been archived. Your subconscious is also aware of any trapped emotions your body may be harboring. It also knows exactly what effects these trapped emotions are having on your physical, emotional, and mental well being. All this information and more is tucked away in the subconscious mind. The computer mind. Your subconscious is also aware of exactly what your body needs in order to get well. But how can you access this information? I began asking myself that question when I was in chiropractic school. I learned that the brain is essentially a computer, the most powerful computer in the known universe. This made me wonder if healers would ever be able to tap into this immense power of the brain to find critical information about what was wrong with their patients. During my years in practice, I learned that it's actually possible to retrieve information from the subconscious mind using a form of kinesiology or muscle testing. First developed by Dr. George Goodhart in the 1960s as a way to correct structural imbalance in the skeleton, muscle testing is now widely accepted. While many physicians worldwide use muscle testing procedures to correct spinal misalignments and other imbalances, the fact that muscle testing can be used to get information directly from the subconscious mind is less recognized. Talking to the body. The ability to open a line of communication with a patient's subconscious mind through muscle testing became a tool for me. It enabled me to discover what a patient needed in order to get well as quickly as possible. I came to implicitly trust the wisdom of the subconscious and to have great faith in the body's innate ability to communicate that wisdom to me through muscle testing. Just a side note here, I always used to picture, when people ask me all the time, like, that this is interesting. Like, I once heard Dr. Brad mention something to the extent of that somebody said, "How could someone else know if there's a trapped emotion and things like that, and like what the chart looks like, even though they've almost like they're muscle testing for a chart they've never seen. What's going on with that?" And Dr. Brown was like, "I guess the subconscious could see everything, right?" And then later on, I also heard Dr. Brad say that the body code is built in our system. So it's almost like it's kind of like two different answers. Subconscious can see everything. Is it the subconscious that could see the chart, or is it possible that the body has like almost like a body code system inside of it, almost like the way you would fix a car? It would tell you, you'd push that button and then the yellow light would go on, or like engine light. But then there's other things you can check, and I think that's kind of like the way we were built. I mean, think about it. if we're smart enough as humans to create a car that has some way we can check and maintain it, would a loving creator create us with no checkup system? And so that's kind of how I tell people, it's like the body code system is like our own human physical checkup system. Just like a car has a system, we have also a system as well. Hopefully that it could be easier to explain that to someone. Okay, so back to the book here. The ability to open a line of communication with the patient's subconscious mind through muscle testing became a powerful tool for me. It enabled me to discover what a patient needed in order to get well as quickly as possible. Okay, I'm reading this again. I came to implicitly trust the wisdom of the subconscious and to have great faith in the body's innate ability to communicate that wisdom to me through muscle testing. Many years of teaching seminars to both lay people and doctors has taught me that anyone can do it. Anyone can learn to get answers from the body, and anyone can take the necessary steps to heal, to help the body heal. You don't have to be a doctor or have any other training. You just have to be willing to learn. Sharing this marvelous knowledge with the world has become my life's mission. It took much prayer and effort to refine the emotion code, and now it is simple enough that anyone can learn it. You will soon have all the knowledge you need to begin using this method on yourself to remove trapped emotional energies from your body. On a side note, I remember once Dr. Brad told me, he said, I think, he said, I want to make this so simple, this book, like this self help sort of book, that like if this was washed away in some plastic bag and it was washing towards the shore, he said that a young boy can go in there and pick it up, the book, read it, and then heal his tribe. I always thought that was very interesting. That he wanted to make this almost like a self help book. Like, some people they mention philosophies and tricks and stuff, but literally, I mean, if you look on page 29, I mean, it has his daughter doing this weight test. So I mean, it's like it's showing you, and there's a lot of people out there that never met with a practitioner and they're doing the work themselves. Now, me personally, I like to have an expert work on me. Even to this day, I still have someone work on me from time to time, so I can just kind of listen in. Sometimes I just want to just sit back and not think about things. I'm always thinking, thinking, thinking. Why not have someone else work on me? I can just sit back and relax, and it's third party. No one, he doesn't know anything about me, or she doesn't know anything about me, and so. But I just love the fact that that is an option with the emotion code book. It's enough information to teach you how to release trapped emotions, how to clear your heart wall, and but like I said, a lot of people, because they're so busy, they don't want to learn muscle testing. They would rather just have someone else do it. And that's fine. And so back to the book here, negative versus positive stimuli. Before I can teach you how to get information from your subconscious mind, you must understand one basic principle. All organisms, no matter how primitive, will respond to positive or negative stimuli. For example, plants grow towards sunlight and away from darkness. An amoeba in an aquarium will move towards light and away from darkness. If a drop of poison is placed in that same aquarium, the amoeba will move away from that poison and head towards cleaner water. On a subconscious level, the human body is no different. Your body will normally be drawn towards positive things or thoughts and repelled by negative things or ideas. In fact, this has been going on all your life without you even being aware of it. If you allow yourself to quiet your subconscious mind and tune into your body, you will learn that your subconscious is quite able to communicate with you. Are you ready to let your subconscious mind speak to you? I don't know if I'm ready. I'm just kidding. Okay, so the sway test. The simplest method I know of to get answers from your subconscious is called the sway test. You will learn other methods of muscle testing later on this book, but the sway test is extremely simple to learn and does not require the assistance excuse me, of anyone else. So it can be used when you are alone. To try this sway, see, maybe I'm allergic to the sway test. To try the sway test, assume a standing position and make sure you are comfortable. The room should be quiet and free of distractions, including music and television. It'll be easiest for you to learn if you're alone or with someone who's learning along with you. Thank you, Rick. Here's what to do. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart so that you're comfortably balanced. Stand still with your hands by your sides. Let go of all your worries. Relax your body completely. Close your eyes if you're comfortable to do so. Within a few seconds, you'll notice it's actually impossible to stand perfectly still. You guys are funny. Um, your body will continue to shift its position very slightly in different directions as your muscles work to maintain your standing posture. You will notice that these movements are very slight and are not under your conscious control. When you make a pause, and by the way, I did this once at a seminar. If you're ever doing a seminar or whatever, this is a side note here. I like to ask all people to rise, whether it's 100 people, 50 people, just all rise, and then what I do is I tell them to close their eyes, and I say, I want you guys to picture, this very peaceful community. You're reaching your mission in life, just the way Brad does, and it's cool to let people know how real this is because everyone starts swaying, and you can like ask people how many people you swayed forward, how many people swayed backwards. So if I mention things about peace, love, light, you reaching your mission, a peaceful world, a great family, like a harmony in family, the body starts swaying forward. Now, if you say, you know, it's things like hell on earth, wars everywhere, famine, blood everywhere, guns, dictatorships, all this stuff, all of a sudden you start going backwards. So I like to do that for people. And if you have usually a lot of people ask me, Emmanuel, do you ever work with people live? I do, but like maybe once a month, maybe I actually, muscle test them. But then because I can muscle test pretty quickly with my fingers, I don't want to. I just do one muscle test. So for those of you who are just starting out and are like, how could I, or maybe you want to become a practitioner or whatever, I like to just just do a baseline test, which they'll talk about later in the book, which is just asking their name, see if it's congruent. So they'll be resisting, let's say, with the sway. We'll just say my name is Emmanuel, and just kind of like keep saying that in your head. I should be swaying forward. I say my name is Bob. I should be swaying backwards. I'm 37 years old, swaying forward. I'm 22, swaying backwards. So that's like age and name is a very quick way just to prove people of the ability of sway testing or muscle testing. But then I usually go from there and I say, I'm going to work on you via my fingers just to make things faster. So for those, even the live people go, do you do the whole A, B, B, A? No, I don't do that. Because it takes a lot of time. So it's a lot easier just do a baseline muscle test, do like maybe two things, age. So they might be like, oh, that's a fluke that I moved forward. Well, let's do your age. Oh, look, I'm moving forward in the right age. Now they really believe it. Like, okay, it's like now I'm just going to use my fingers now for the rest of our session. So if you are someone who prefers to meet with people live, I would use that. I just want to show them two things of how it works, and so they have more faith in what you do. Okay, so keep your mind. Where are we here? Oh, I believe this phenomenon occurs because of how you are used to perceiving the world around you, in spite of the fact that your environment surrounds you completely at all times, on all sides. You are used to dealing only with what is directly in front of you at any given time. When you drive a car, when you walk, when you eat, when you work at your desk, you are constantly dealing with the world in front of you, not the world behind you or to the sides of you. When you make any kind of statement, your body perceives that thought as if it were like anything else that to deal with, like a file on your desk or food on your plate. Essentially, you can think of the statement you make as being right in front of you, ready to be dealt with and processed. When you are ready, simply state the words unconditional love. Keep this phrase in your mind and try to feel the emotions that are connected with the idea. In a few moments, you should feel your body swaying forward, like a plant growing toward the light. Your body will gently sway towards positive energy of that thought. The movement of your body toward this thought may be more sudden than gradual in some cases. It may surprise you. Now, clear, kind of like on a side note, kind of like when I muscle test, the Doors or Pink Floyd, I always sway forward because my body's like, this is inspirational stuff. But then when it's like Taylor Swift, all of a sudden I'm just going back, or like I'm listening to country music, I'm just going back. I'm just kidding, guys. Just want to make a joke. Okay, so back to the book. All right, now clear your mind and say the word war. Try to feel the emotions that you're connected with the thought. Just as any organism will automatically move away from a poisonous or harmful substance, your body should move away from the thought of war. You should notice that your body within 10 seconds or so will begin to sway backwards. It is very important that you don't try to force your body to sway either forward or backwards. Simply allow your body to sway on its own. You are giving your subconscious mind its first opportunity to speak to you in this very direct way, and it must be done gently for the best result. It will become easier with practice. Now try making a statement that you know is true. State your name out loud saying, my name is blank. If your name is Alex, for example, you would say, my name is Alex. Your subconscious mind knows what is congruent or true. When you make a true statement, you'll feel your body begin to gently sway forward because your body is drawn towards positivity, congruence, and truth. Now you can try to make an untrue or incongruent statement. If your name is Alex, for example, you might say, my name is Chris, or my name is Kim. As long as you choose a name that is not your own, your subconscious mind will note that the statement is incongruent or untrue. Once you have made the statement, if you keep your mind clear of other thoughts, you should feel your body begin to sway backward in a few seconds. This is because your body is not only repelled by negative thoughts such as war, but also repulsed by incongruence and falsity. So with that, guys, we're going to end there. We're at page 31, which is keep your mind clear. I look forward to seeing you guys later on. If you haven't yet, go on Instagram, and you can follow me on Instagram, Emmanuel Zavios. I don't think there's a period in there. I think it's just Emmanuel Zavios. You'll see a picture of me kind of like in a suit. For those of you who are very well aware now that I think in my schedule I'm booked about 3 weeks out, I'm going to be doing live healings. So what if you're just somebody who's interested in getting a free emotion code session, or maybe you just want to try it out, or maybe you're a practitioner yourself. Oh yeah, Marvin. Okay, yeah, I can do that real quick. Anyway, if you guys can go on Instagram and add me on there, I'm going to be doing some live healings there. What I do is there's a couple that I do is I use this one here. I don't know if you can see this. So I use this one. So I go, so if I say, for example, my name is Emmanuel, I'd say this. My name is Bob. It's like, no, my name is Bob. So this is kind of like what I use. I think it's like the ring and finger method. I think that's what it's called. And so I'm just, and so this is kind of like one way I do it. This is like when I go, is it column A? No, is it column A? No. Is it column B? Yeah, it is. So B, is it even row? No, it's odd. Okay, so it's odd. See, so I just use this. Now, when I check ages, this is what I do. Some people do it differently. I use this. I use the kind of like the these two fingers here, and I use these two. Some people use, I guess, these two if they want. But it's kind of like, my name is Emmanuel, my name is Bob. It's like, nah. So that's kind of like what I do. And I'm kind of weird. I kind of switch it about back and forth. When I'm doing the columns, the column A, column B, column B, column A, I'm using this. I'm just using this little thing here. When I'm using the ages, I'll be like, is it 40 years old? No, less than 40, 30, 20, 20, 21, 22, 23. So 23, see, I use this for my ages. And so, so I'm just kind of switching back and forth. Some people use the little, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the pendulum. They use the pendulum, and they just kind of like have a little crystal at the end, and it really works. It's really amazing, actually. You should try if you haven't tried the pendulum yet, it's pretty incredible. There's a lot of body code practitioners that use it. Just find out, just what you do is you say yes, whatever. If it circles around left, okay, cool. No, circle around right. Okay, so yes is left, no is then you can kind of find out what your niche is. So with that, guys, I love you guys. I will be here tomorrow. I'm doing a question and answer. So, okay, sure. Yeah, no problem, Marvin. I'd love to do that. So with that, guys, tomorrow I'll be doing a question and answer. I don't know what time I'll be doing it. Probably like around in the morning time, maybe 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm not sure. But I'm going to do a question and answer. So if you guys tonight want to start writing down some questions you guys have, I'm going to just spill the beans and see, probably for 30 minutes or an hour, I'm just going to just see if I can help you guys out in your journey. So with that, I love you guys. And I want to tell you guys also what I always say, this world has a false notion where I'll take care of you if you take care of me. But we all know that if we just take care of ourselves, then we can authentically take care of others, and then we can change our home, we can change the city, we can change the country, we can